I don't know if this did it for us. Yeah, I know, but it's not thinking when I go to log in at all. See how it's not thinking?
Refresh.
What do we know? Let's get this on.
There you go.
Let's try one more time. Okay, so, I got stuff moving now. No, you're good. Hey. Look, I'm not expecting anything special. I'm in Miami in February.
Oh, wow.
I've had everything special I want.
There you go.
All right, look, wait. Just everybody keep your fingers crossed so this doesn't explode and set me on fire or something. Now, I want to ask you a question. I could have gotten all frustrated. I could have shut up when I encountered a problem. What'd I do? Just kept rolling. What do you think you ought to do in front of a client? Just keep rolling. Look, don't let adversity be the thing that sidetracks you. I've had so many complications in my life. I've had so many things hit me from the side of the head. I've had so many things that went the wrong way at exactly the wrong time. And isn't that Murphy's Law? Just keep rolling. Don't worry about it. It'll all be okay. All right, now I'm trying to F11 this because I want to give you a full screen. But I don't think it's going to do it, so we're just going to do it from right there. All right, here's what we're looking at. When you sign up as an agent, you get an agent back office. You get a demo account. That's what we're looking at right now. It's a Money Merge demo account. You can reset this account. I have people say, Mac, will this do multiple properties? Mac, will this do multiple funding accounts? Look at how many resets that you have there, and I'll just read them down for you. You have a checking and savings account methodology for being able to do it. You actually have three different resets for checking and savings. Okay? So if it's your demo account, what would keep you from going into each one of those and playing with it? Okay? You can't break it. If the letters all go red, just go back and reset it and go back into it again. So why wouldn't you go in there and change the income? Why wouldn't you go in there and add an expense? Why wouldn't you learn how to use the software using the demonstration account? It is put there to demonstrate the account for you. So you can learn. Okay? You also have multiple funding accounts in there as a reset, and you have multiple properties. So why wouldn't you go play with that? So can you have multiple funding accounts?
Yes.
Well, I guess so. You got a reset for it. Can you have multiple properties? Yes, you have a reset for it. Am I making sense? All right. The one that I always use whenever I'm talking to clients or anything like that is I use this right here called checking and savings method, just a straight one. And the reason that I use that particular account, the Money Merge account program, a lot of you have heard that you need an equity line of credit or you need a business line. You do not need a line of credit anymore. The engine was changed in 2009. Prior to 2009, you had to have some form of a line of credit to operate the program. We re-engineered it. We changed the dynamic. It will operate with a standard checking and savings account. Okay, second question. Can you run it with an equity line of credit? Yes. So you can go either way. Why do I use a demo that does not use an equity line of credit? Why do you think that is? Because most people cannot get an equity line of credit. Why would you put more nonsense into the game than you need to? So somebody says, what do I need to qualify? Well, the number one thing that you need is you have to be making more money than you spend every month. And that's probably a good idea for everybody. So let's clear that up. If they are spending more money than they make annually, they do not qualify. If they are spending more money annually than they make annually, they do not qualify. Why is that? Because there's no fairy dust, there's no magic, You can't create money out of the infinite void of nothingness. You either have money or you don't have money, and if you're spending more money than you make, you need counseling, you don't need a program. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because there is no magic, it's just math. But see, the math is very intricate. People want to say, well, I need to know the math. You know what I did to a guy one time that said that to me? I pulled out a basic level calculus equation. I put it on a piece of paper, I flipped it over to him, and I said, here, solve this. You know what he said to me? I don't have any idea of how to solve that. And I looked at him and said, then how are you going to understand the math? When people ask, how does it work? I need to understand the math. They're asking three basic questions. Does it work? Will it work for me? And is it safe and easy to use? So how does it work? They don't want to know all that nonsense. How many of you have a cell phone right now on you? How many of you honestly can tell me how it works? How many of you can tell me what it does? Do you get my point? Don't be thrown off by a client's questions. A lot of times a client will ask a question and they don't really know what they're asking. When they say, how does it work, they want to know, what does it do? Will it do it? Is it safe and easy and legal to use? That's all they're asking. You answer those questions and they're like, oh, okay. That's cool. I get it. You got me? But the one that says, no, I want to know the math. He doesn't want to know the math. He wants a reason not to buy it. Do you get that? Because the minute you tell him about the math, you know what he's going to say, but what about this? And the minute you answer that question, you know what he's going to say, but what about this? And the minute you answer that question, you know what he's going to say? What about this? And he is going to wear you out with, what about this? So I want to be very specific. You need to get on my weekly emails. That is Sales Track. Sales Track is a systematic approach to the sales process to ensure the best closing ratio process. I have been developing Sales Track since 2005, and what I put on paper is what I do. Not what I think will work, not what I found in a book, what I did by hearing no thousands of times. In fact, I enjoy hearing the word no because I know every 10 no's takes me closer to one yes. You need to get on the weekly emails. Write this email down. Sales Track, SALESTRACK at MarketAmericaWorldConferences20. Please, everybody in here, Sales Track at MarketAmericaWorldConferences20. I started Sales Track for this company on November 10th. There are right now about 11 issues of Sales Track. Sales Track takes you from your approach to the client, your physical approach. What do you say? What we call, they call it a 2-minute commercial here. You know what I call it? A 15-second commercial. You know why? Because you're not keeping my attention for 2 minutes. If it takes you 2 minutes to tell me what you do for a living, I'm already thinking about how I'm going to get out of what you're trying to sell me. You better be able to tell me in 15 seconds what you do. And it better not be, I work for a finance company. I sell insurance. You want to be the loneliest person at the party, just walk in the door and go, hey, I sell insurance. Nobody will talk to you. It takes you through this, examples of that. Then it goes through the litmus test. Remember the questions I asked you, the 2 questions I asked you at the beginning? What were the first 2 questions? 1 to 5? Where do you sit? Are you curious or serious? That's your litmus test. If they're not serious, if they're not a 3 to 5, move on. You're wasting your time. You're trying to sell them something that ain't going to do any good. Litmus test goes to qualifiers and tie downs. How many of you know what qualifying questions and tie downs are? I do. And I can teach you. From there, you go to setting your first appointment and stuff. First appointment questions. From there, you go to running your analysis to your